Jai Jagat children. Jai Jagat children. In today's presentation, I'm going to explain how algorithms and flowcharts are correlated to each other and how we can create flowcharts based on the structure of the algorithm. In the last class, we've already understood how algorithms are created and what are the different boxes that we need to create a flowchart, like the start, stop, decision box, input, output. Now, in this presentation, you'll understand how these boxes are used and how they are written given the type of statement that is written in an algorithm. So let's see our first algorithm. It says we have to input three numbers and print their sum and average. As you can easily see on the left side here, this is the algorithm. We have taken three numbers. This is the message, so I've written in double quotes A, B, C. Sum and average I've taken in red color because when I'm printing the result, I should be printing the same variables. It shouldn't be that I store sum here and I print S here. That would be wrong. So sum is A plus B plus C, average is sum upon 3, and then I've printed both of them in separate lines. Now when I have to create a flowchart for this program, children, we use input output box whenever we are taking an input, and whenever we are doing some kind of a process or storing some value, then we use the process box. Okay, as you can see, the process boxes are used here, and whenever we are printing the result, we simply use the input output box again. Now since I'm not printing the messages here, so I've just printed sum and AV in the same box. But here, since I'm printing the messages and it's more like a pseudocode close to a program, so I have printed them in different lines. So this is a sequential flowchart. Since there is no decision making and condition in it, we've just used the three types of boxes: the start, stop, input, output, and the process box. Let's see our next flowchart. Here we are calculating the speed based on the distance and time, which is already given in the program. The distance is 2 hours, the time is 45 kilometers, and we have to calculate the speed of the car. So to calculate the speed of the car, we just need to store D and T, as you can see here. All right, and since we have to just store them, not input from the user, so we have used the storage box, that is the process box, instead of the input output box. Again, calculation of speed and printing of speed, and you know why I have used these boxes. Let's move ahead. In this flowchart, we have taken the distance and time from the user and then calculated the speed. So now you can see that instead of the process box, I have used input dt. I could have also used read dt. All right, this is the algorithm and this is the flowchart which is derived from this algorithm. I hope you can understand the sequential flow of the flowchart. Let's move on to our next program. Here we are going to calculate the simple interest for principal which is to be entered by the user for 5 years at 8.5% per annum. So now children, since we know that in this question principal has to be taken as an input, so I'm using an input output box here, and rate and time have to be stored, so I'm using a process box here. So you can see that in the same program I can use both input and process box if I am doing both the operations. And the remaining is clear as ever: simple interest calculation and printing of simple interest. All right. And then we move on to the next question. Children, in this particular diagram, I've just explained the on-off page connectors. Connectors are basically just the symbols used to connect the flowcharts which are discontinuing on the same page. For instance, you're creating a flowchart and your page ends here. So you just don't write PTO or just leave the arrow blank. You shouldn't do that. We use a pentagon, which is a page connector. We write P inside it, and on the next page, when we are starting, we reverse the pentagon with the arrow pointing down. This is the off-page connector that connects the flowchart on two different pages. All right. And as you can see, the page is ending here and a new page is starting here. So that's about the connectors, off-page connectors. In the next slide, we can see that we have used a decision box. The question is very simple. It says you have to input a number and check its divisibility by 5. Okay, so I've taken input n. I've not written input a number here, so I could have used n as some value and use the process box here also. That was also correct, depending on what the question is there. Now, for if n is divisible by 5, now the decision making box simply checks a condition, and if the condition is true, then you take this route. If it is false, then you take this route. All right. So if the condition is true, you print n is a multiple of 5, and then you could have easily taken this arrow over here and come right to the stop. I have used a connector. This is also known as an on-page connector, so that I don't have to write, make long lines, and then the lines of two different boxes should not be crisscrossed. Okay. So this connector basically just makes you skip these statements. You don't have, if the condition is true, then you don't have to print that the print is n is not a multiple of 5. If this condition is true, after performing this job, you have to come to the stop. So this connector takes you directly to the stop. All right. Whereas if the condition is false, then you are following this route only. You don't have to go this side. You don't have to follow this connector. That is how a decision box is used with the connectors. Our next program is again an algorithm to input length and breadth of a rectangle. If area has to be printed if the length is greater, otherwise the perimeter has to be printed. Now, children, in an algorithm, of course, input of length and breadth must be clear to you. If L is greater than B, then you have to write these two statements. And if it's otherwise, you have to write these two statements. So obviously you can't write all these four statements in this one line. So again, we are going to use goto and connectors in the flowchart. So let's see, if this condition is true, then we go to the line number where we are calculating area. And if condition is false, then we go to the line number which is calculating the perimeter. And let's say if L is greater than B, one has entered 12 and 3, and this condition becomes true, then you go to step 3, you calculate the area, you print the area, and you directly write go to end. And when you write go to end, children, what does this mean? This means that the step 5 and step 6 will not be executed, just like I taught you in the flow chart. The connector skips the statements following the uh, you know, the connect following the decision box which are not true. All right, it takes you directly to the line after those statements. So let's see how the flowchart is made for this. As you can see, we have the program also here in the inset. Start, input length, breadth, and it's not dot, it's supposed to be a comma. If L is greater than breadth, then you have two things to do. You have to calculate the area and you have to print the area. And this connector is going to take you right before the stop. All right. And if the condition is false, again you have to calculate the parameter and you have to print the parameter, but you are going to execute this statement. You're going to execute this statement only when only when these statements are not executed, and you're going to execute these statements only when these statements are not executed. All right, so that's the job of the connector, to ensure, or in a algorithm, the same job is being done by the goto statement. All right, goto ensures that the statements following no over here are not executed. All right, so it's the connector or the goto that takes you directly to the stop. That's how connectors are used in a decision making program. Let's take another question. It says you have to input a number and print whether it is negative, positive, or 0. So as you can see, if the number is greater than 0, then we print positive, and then we don't have to print negative, so we have to go to end. If the number is less than 0, you have to print negative. Again, you have to go to end. Why go to end? Because if you don't write go to end, then it will print number is 0 also. We don't want this. So we have written go to end twice. Okay. So we are using two decision boxes here. And if either of these conditions is not true, then we write that the number is 0. Let's look at the flowchart. If the number is greater than 0, print n is positive. We are using the connector, the same job which goto is doing in the algorithm here. Alright, if n is less than 0, print n is negative. Again, connector. And if any of these conditions is not true, both are false, then you print n is 0, and right after n is 0 you write stop. Okay, so that's how connectors are used in a program. All right, multiple connectors can take to the same connector. These are the connectors that are showing the direction, one branch of the decision. If the decision is true, it takes us to one branch. If it is false, it takes us to the other branch. And the C over here brings us back to the main route of our program, which is between start and stop, since we are not using multiple stop statements. All right, so this is a classic example of using multiple decision boxes in a flowchart. Let's see the next question. It says input three numbers and print the largest number. Now, children, if I have to see a plain simple example to find out between 2, 3, and 4, which is the largest, I'm simply going to do if 4 is greater than 3 and 4 is greater than 2, then obviously 4 is the largest. Now, why have I used the is equal to sign here? The reason I've used is equal to sign is that there is a probability that two of these numbers could be same. You could have something like 244, then also 4 is the largest. You could have something like 355, then 5 is the largest. So to omit that condition where you might have one of the two variables as is equal to, I've used the is equal to sign. So if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then print A is the largest, go to end. Again, the connector will be working here. If B is greater than A and B is greater than C, print B is the largest, again connector. If C is greater than B and C is greater than A equal to A, then print C is the largest, again the connector. And on step 5, assuming that all these three are conditions are false, obviously that means that all the three numbers are same. You print all are same and then you don't write the connector because after step 5 you're reaching end only. Let's see the program for this. As you can see, multiple decision boxes are here. If this condition is true, you print A is the largest. I've already explained the algorithm and I believe now you have understood how goto is related, how the job of goto is being done by a connector inside a flowchart. The job which a goto is doing inside an algorithm, the same job is being done by a connector inside a flowchart. All right, and since all of these connectors are leading to one point only, so I've just used C. Sometimes you might have situations where one connector is taking to one place and the other connector is taking to some other place, then in that case you will be using C1 and C2. But since all of these connectors are leading to the same place, so I've just used C. All right, so I think that is enough for you all to understand. You must have understood. Now try to solve this question yourself. Write an algorithm and draw a flowchart to input three sides of a triangle and print whether it is equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. So you can just type your program and ask me if you have doubts in the comments box. Okay? Practice makes a programmer perfect. So there you go. You can start drawing your own flowcharts and don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with all those people who are having problems in flowcharts. And until next time, I hope you all will be perfectionists in creating flowcharts. Thank you and Jai Jagat.